What's that thing that they have at carnivals that goes around and around and you sit on a fake horse?
Carousel?
Yeah,
Carousel. I knew it started with a C. The carousel of outside hitters that Orlando is sporting in this moment.
Welcome to Court Captains, a volleyball podcast.
Where we talk all things Major League Volleyball.
I'm Kelly.
I'm Nikki.
I'm Ian. And today we're talking the great week of road team wins. But first, it's my turn for the ad read. So I'm going to do some ad reading. This episode of Court Captains, as all episodes of Court Captains this season have been, is brought to you by Volley. This is the app for pro volleyball fans. Week 4 is coming up. And if you can't remember who's playing who, just look at the app. You know, block letters for MLV, cursive for LOVB. You can find a lot of stuff there. Head there for the schedule and the streaming partner, which, I don't know, last week was slightly easier with all the YouTube games. But some weeks are very confusing, and you can find out there. You can also find live stats and play-by-play tracking, and don't forget about fantasy. You can join now and virtually sign players to contracts under a cap. You can download the Volley app at playvolley.com/courtcaptains if you want to give us some love. And that's playvolley.com/courtcaptains.
Oh, so natural.
Nailed it.
So good.
It's exactly
Truly
how I
nailed
talk.
it. I think that's the best one. Last, but certainly not least. Okay, let's get this thing going. Transactional news for you. First, Columbus waived Taylor Fricano. Opposite, multi-year pro, had been starting multiple matches for a couple weeks. I'm not really one to read too much into social media, but sometimes that's all we have. And she didn't seem happy about it.
Ooh.
There were some emotional reposts of stories. When I say emotional, I just mean like, like when it's like a sad little cartoon.
Yeah.
Makes me upset, honestly.
Yeah, it sucks. Sucks too.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think they needed cap space. I don't think that was what it... I mean, actually, I don't know anything about the cap space. I don't know anything about the money. But I'm saying, like, from a roster perspective. Columbus signed Kashana Williams on Monday, January 12th, and waived Taylor the next week. So It wasn't like they needed that... it wasn't one in, one out situation. And Cash got in to the starting lineup, and maybe he was just like... Yeah, that's going to be my opposite now. I mean, then they also were doing that thing where they were moving around players, right? And outside too. We talked about that last week.
Right. With
in order
Raina.
to have flow on the outside. So he was shaking up his lineup, but it didn't seem incredibly necessary unless he's cooking something else up, which maybe we should stay tuned for. Either way, I don't love it.
We will see.
But we'll see what happens. The second big transaction was that Maddie Waak was waived from Atlanta Vibe. Now, this one took the internet by storm. As far as the internet, in terms of speaking about volleyball, can be taken by storm. Some of you need to take a nap, I think.
All right.
That's how I'm feeling about that, okay? Because there were
take a nap.
There were 3 setters on this team. You were hearing the 3 of us not very excited about the 3 of them, okay? For weeks. She wasn't even drafted. She was signed later. People really like her. I mean, I know she won a natty, but I'm not sure that this is like blow me away news in the way that the comments are.
Maybe we don't need to put all of our hopes and dreams into a 22-year-old.
Well, that's always what I say.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm also saying that.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, it seemed like it was not mutual, but it wasn't like they gave her a nice little goodbye.
I'm going to venture to say that on this one, that this was Maddie asking to go.
Yeah.
We're going to wait and see. We're going to wait and see if what I think is about to happen is going to happen.
Yeah.
But it's hot. It's very possible to me that she was cooking up other offers, especially because she wasn't drafted, right? And that this was like I'll go over there and see how it goes.
And they needed to get rid of someone. They had 3 setters, so like
they had 3 setters, and it was okay to see her go. Exactly.
Yeah,
right.
and like if she got the opportunity to play somewhere else more consistently without like having to fight for her position against 2 other people, maybe only fight against maybe 1, or I don't know. Like, of course, why wouldn't you take that opportunity?
For sure. And then also, as the 3rd setter who came in late, you can say to your coach, do you mind if I?
Yeah.
It's okay. Like, because you're not leaving the team in the lurch either.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just don't think it's quite as, like, jaw-dropping as everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone. A couple hundred people in the comments. Okay, sorry. But it was a lot.
That was a lot.
Comments. Yeah. I spoke on it, and now you know my perspective. Okay, that's it on news. Do we want to jump right into the scorner?
I suppose.
Yeah, we can talk about the other stuff through the lens of the games.
Love it.
All right.
Ian's Corner.
Well, this week began on Thursday instead of Wednesday this time. Thursday the 22nd on YouTube. Dallas Pulse at the Atlanta Vibe. Dallas went the distance in Atlanta and came out with a come-from-behind 5-set win. They lost the first 25-20 and then won 25-22 in the second. Came out of the break, lost 23-25, and then won 25-20 and 15-9 to finish the match off. They won the last 2 sets of the day to take the win and begin, as I said, the great week of road wins. Mimi Collier seems like she's pretty much up to speed now with the league, and she led Dallas in both attempts and kills, had 24 kills at 328, along with a block and an ace. Sofia Maldonado Diaz also had a nice game, 17 kills at 267 with a couple of blocks, and I think an ace in there as well. Tristan Savage also had a good game, hitting 500 with 8 kills and 4 blocks, but she struggled a bit at the service line, 5 errors and 9 serves. And for the game, Dallas managed to overcome 19 service errors on the way to win. Atlanta also had 15. Vibe had some issues offensively. They hit just under 200 to Dallas's 249. Leah Edmonds and Aiko Jones both had good games. Edmonds hit 277 with 20 kills, 2 aces, 2 blocks. Aiko Jones finished at 344 with 15 kills, so some good games. But Dallas took it in the end. Also that night, Indy Ignite at Orlando Valkyries, also on YouTube. Indy went to Orlando and took sole possession of first place for a few days at least. And they beat the Valks in 4 sets. They won 25-18, then lost the second 23-25, and then took a long third set 27-25, and won the fourth 25-18. The battle of the last undefeated teams in the league. Indy left with the win, even with Johnny Taylor and Lekator both coming off the bench in this game. They were led by a really huge Kayla Lund game. She had 14 kills, hitting 480, had a block, 2 aces, also led the team in digs and passing. Emoji Bush had 13 kills in the first 3 sets, I believe sat the 4th, and hit 242. Johnny Taylor still added 10 kills off the bench at 368. Good amount of service and hitting errors, 18 of each, but they outblocked Orlando 16-6. Blake Muller had 6 blocks and had 7 kills along with that at 357. Orlando couldn't really get it going on the night. They hit 100 as a team. Charity Looper led them with 15 kills at 237, and Kaz Brown also had a pretty nice night, hit 417, 6 kills and 3 blocks. But Brittany Abercrombie struggling is at least at this point a little more noteworthy even than her like having 25 kills or something. She doesn't usually do that. She finished with 7 kills, hit 0-2-9. She did have a couple aces as well on the night, but they lost it in 4. Same night again. Columbus Fury at Omaha on YouTube. Columbus ends the nice first night for the road teams. They won in 4 in Omaha, 25-23, 25-22. Lost the third out of the break, 19-25, and then won 25-21 in the 4th. They handed Omaha their 3rd straight loss, but the match was actually pretty close. The teams were very close in hitting percentage by the end. 267 for the Fury to Omaha's 273, but the Supernovas, their numbers were buoyed a little bit by the 3rd set in which they hit 472 as a team. So that was a pretty good one. Reagan Pittman led the way for the Fury. She had 455 with 13 kills and a couple blocks. Ashley Evans had 47 assists, 14 digs, and was 4 of 7 on kills. So nice. Miranda Terry also had 11 kills, 2 blocks, 2 aces. And Omaha actually led by a trio of really good games from Brooke Nonneveller, Sarah Parsons, and Emily Londot. Brooke had 20 kills, hit 314, had a couple blocks. Sarah Parsons also had 3 blocks, and she had 15 kills at 333. Emily Londot had 13 kills at 267 and a couple of blocks as well. Looked really good, but still couldn't find a way to close sets in the end. That was their, as I said, their third straight loss, so not great. Friday, January 23rd, The Rise at the San Diego Mojo on YouTube. We were in attendance for that one. And The Rise brought the sauce. They won in 4. The first set was pretty crazy, 60 points. They won it 31-29. Then The Rise won the second again, 25-22, and then out of the break lost 16-25 before winning the fourth 25-19 to take the match. The Rise just hit better in big moments, I think, on the stat sheet. They finished 277 to the Mojo's 244. Paige Briggs-Romine had 22 kills, hitting 327, had an ace. She also passed 86% positive, so pretty nice. Elizabeth Anna also hit 360 with 11 kills. Carly Snyder had 18, but a little less on the percentage side, hit 214. So Mojo side, Grace Loberg had 20 kills, hit 304 with 3 blocks. Maya Tebron also had 16 kills at 244. They came out of the halftime break really strong, and then won the third set by 9, but didn't quite carry over to the fourth set. And no reverse sweep dreams in this one. Then Saturday, we had one game. Omaha Supernovas at Indy Ignita, also on YouTube. Omaha on the road. They ended their current poor streak pretty decisively, handing Indy their first loss of the game. They lost the first set 23-25 and then won 25-22, 25-16, 25-23. Yeah, good end to their losing streak. They only lost the first set despite hitting 441 in the first set. And then they ended the match hitting 362 to Indy's 211. Brooke and Reagan Cooper having big games. Brooke had 18 kills at 436, and Reagan Cooper had 17 kills at 429. Struggled a little bit on the passing side. Not sure how much you guys will be chalking that up to like rust, not playing with the team. We'll see. Kiara Reinhardt also had a nice defensive game. She had 6 blocks, and Omaha outblocked Indy 16-4 and had 4 hitting errors to Indy's 11. Indy just couldn't keep up with Omaha in the end. Azani Taylor still had 16 kills, but at 195, and LMM had 12 kills at 226, and no more undefeated teams in the league after this one. But I don't think anybody would be surprised to see them play in the playoffs at the end of the year. That would be fun. Sunday, Atlanta at Columbus on YouTube, except it didn't happen because it was canceled because snowstorm. So we have, I think, our first postponed game in the history of the league.
Woohoo!
I don't know.
I also agree. I think
Historic.
I think it's the first one
Yeah,
because of the weather.
so. They haven't announced the game or the date when they'll be playing it, but sometime later in the season we'll get an extra game, so that's fun. Then,
Wait, sorry, and was that supposed to be at Columbus?
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it was at Columbus. I guess.
So we have to pay attention because if Columbus loses, that just adds another away team. You have to make sure to include it
later in the year.
in our
Have a chance.
fun stats.
Have a chance for the home teams to strike.
But right now they appear to be doomed.
Yes, yeah, indeed.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
The other game of the day, Dallas Pulse at Orlando on YouTube. Dallas triumphantly ascends to the top of the standings alongside Indy with the epic
team
reverse
versus
sweep.
a blue team.
Yeah, incredible. That never happens in the league. Blue versus blue.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Wild.
Yeah, they had the reverse sweep. They lost the first 24-26, the second 22-25, and then 25-16 they won the third, 25-23 in the fourth, and then 15-9 in the fifth set after Indy's lost the day before. Game started with first place on the line. Either Orlando, sole possession of first place, half game above, or Dallas tied with Indy at the top. Orlando took the first 2 sets. Set 1 won a couple extra points, but Dallas came out of the break hitting really well, and they won the third set big, and then had the reverse sweep. They hit 321 to Orlando's 222. Another massive Mimi Collier game. She had 21 kills at 422 and a block. Kelsey Payne added 4 blocks and 15 kills at 375. And Kaylee Cox at 300 with 13 kills and 2 blocks as well. Brittany Abercrombie only had one poor game earlier in the week. This one, back to kind of regular business for her. She had 17 kills at 300. Nia Shamay had 7 kills at 400, but Orlando couldn't keep up the hot start at the beginning of the game. Started 367 and 371 in the first 2 sets, and then they kind of came back down to earth after the break. And now that's 2 losses in a row for Orlando. And they're in third place, a half a game behind Indy and Dallas. That was the week.
Thank you, Ian.
Well,
This puts us at 4 of the 5-ish blue teams in the top 4.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, I think of Mojo as kind of a yellow team, but they wore blue jerseys when we were there.
That's what
So
I'm saying. And also
Yeah.
the Rise, like kind of a reddish team. They wear blue jerseys.
they've been wearing blue. Yeah. Grand Rapids. Oh, you said Grand Rapids. Vibe sometimes wears a light blue as well.
who has the green? Someone wears a green sometimes.
Oh, Mojo wore a green once for St. Patrick's Day.
Oh,
Should be
Festive.
Dallas's. That's what we want. I mean, I guess the Mavericks have kind of like a blue too, but
Kelly, did you say festive?
yeah.
They were like almost neon. They were very bright.
Yeah.
Also,
Everyone's
to be
you
honest-
think everyone will dress up for Valentine's Day?
I don't know if it was for St. Patrick's Day, but I feel like it was. My memory may be failing me there. Okay, so yeah, in the top 4, I mean, Ian, you allude to this, but I just like to go through the standings.
Yeah.
If it's okay.
Yes.
Dallas
Okay.
and Indy are 3-1. Orlando's 3-2. Omaha's at 500, 3-3. Grand Rapids also at 500, 2-2. So Omaha's played the most games by far, 6. Some other people have played 5, but still, Atlanta 2-3, Columbus 2-3, Mojo 1-4.
Interesting.
Intriguing.
Is this what I said? This is my top 4, isn't it?
Is this your top 4? I don't know. We
I
have to
think it
check.
is.
We should have written it down.
We should have written it down because I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure.
I think I
it is.
had
You don't remember
Mojo in
yours?
there.
Yeah, you did. You both
I definitely
did.
have Mojo in there.
Hey,
We
you know
both
what? It's
But
not
you know
too
what?
late.
I
I
think they
believe.
might have a
Still some
positive narrative,
turnaround.
which I've already said. I think the turnaround's coming. Okay.
Yeah.
This week, Orlando gets 2 losses, returning champs,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
and
I mean, one was a
Omaha
reverse
changes half
sweep.
their roster and gets 1 win.
Oh, Omaha.
They broke
It's
their
almost as
losing
if-
streak.
It's almost as if we kind of wanted them to do that.
Uh,
No, I don't think that
In both
anyone who
games,
was a
they
part
hit,
of
they
the
hit like crazy well. So
well, and so the other part of this, I heard an announcer say at one point that Omaha was the worst blocking team in the league up until that point,
damn.
which is
whoa.
bonkers to me. Are we
They
to believe then that
had-
Caitlin Horde and Kayla Caffey were contributing blocks in this way last year? That was like mostly who started, I think, on Omaha. I could be wrong about that. The memory, fickle. But it seems as though that's a hole that I didn't think would be one, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. But maybe, yeah, they got some middles in there to start doing some work, I suppose.
Well,
Because like
and Ian, you said,
Brooke and Reagan both only had 1 apiece, like just looking at the indie game. So it's
Yeah.
not like,
one of those
Yeah,
games,
they were
Ian, you
just
said they
hitting.
had 16, didn't you? Did you say
yeah,
that?
that's what I'm talking about. The one they
Yeah.
won.
Okay.
Which
Yeah.
I think that was a huge contributor. I think they like completely shut down Indy's
Yeah, and Indy
offense.
only had 4
Yeah.
on the other side, so
How
Yeah.
did Londot do on blocking?
she just had 1 that game.
Wow.
was the
So it
big,
was all
like-
the middles.
Kiara Reinhardt
Yeah.
had 6. That was the one that
Dang.
she was the one that
Yeah.
had a
Yeah.
had a ton.
Well,
Yeah,
she's
so
Sydney
that's
Hilly
pretty
had
big.
3.
she's a rookie, right, Kira? I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so.
She impresses
that's-
me.
That's a big deal. They switched rookies there for that game. I think she was in and out a little bit here and there
Yeah, that's true.
prior, but it seems like something clicked in the way of that. I mean, if Reagan, this is always one of those things where I love to see a middle attack, but if Reagan and Brooke are going to hit for something, you don't
Yeah.
need it.
What are you gonna do?
Right.
What do you need?
Oh my
that for?
God.
And I do think that Ajani is a good blocker because she can touch like
Yeah.
over 10-6. Her touch. I heard an announcer say that. So I
Really?
don't think that
10-6?
I think 10-7 she can touch.
Oh my God.
on the attack, right? So it's a little different on the block.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's like, I don't think that that's all that much of a liability, but I do think Mia Tuaninga might be a little bit of a liability on right side blocking. So they might have just like scouted that well.
Yeah.
And I think that typically Indy does very well with middles and outsides in terms of like where they're looking for consistent attacks. Ajani gets all those kills because she swings out of the back row as well.
Yeah. Getting scout, like it was a good scout report or whatever, but that should really only affect the first match or first set. And like like Indy need to make some changes.
Yeah, Indy won the first set, but Omaha had 441 in the first set.
Right.
Indy had 410. So like there were, even though they won the set, I mean, there were some things that you would imagine they're like, well, we can't sustain that. Yeah. So we need to be making some changes.
Yeah, so maybe it wasn't a scouting thing. Like they slowly found the weaknesses as the match went on, and that is a lot harder to overcome.
Yeah.
Right.
I think when you're
well, definitely in the first two sets, this was point for point for point for point. Like
it was really
I had to go. I watched it after, and I was like, wait, who wins? Like because I truly didn't know at any point.
Yeah.
And so like for Indy's home opener, which I'm pretty sure this was, like that's good fun volleyball. Like sorry, parody, sorry. But it was super tight the first two. I think that Indy, like, to your point, like either the scout worked by the third set or they made the right adjustments by the third set to where that was less close. And then I think it took the wind out of Indy's sails a little bit. But overall, like this was really fun. This is who we could see have a great matchup and play. Like that's what it feels like, is that they'll just both continue to make adjustments and get better.
Yeah, the Columbus game was similar. I mean, it was really, they lost it in 4, but it was really close. And in the same type of way, they were finding some stuff later in the game.
I mean, I think both Columbus and Omaha, like what I'm starting to feel about those teams is that what they need to find is their consistency. Whereas like Indy and Orlando, even with Orlando's 2 losses, Indy, Orlando, Dallas, all feel like I think they're going to, like, those 3 are going to lose close ones where they'll walk away from the game being like, we did great. We, like in the sets that we lost, we hit really well, or there are like a lot of things to point to that like they will do well consistently. I think that what I'm seeing or what I'm sensing a little bit is like with Omaha and Columbus, like you'll walk away scratching your head. Like we did that great last week. Why couldn't we do it great this week? That feels like a more frustrating thing to be a part of because we're just seeing so much variation. Omaha being the worst blocking team in the league and then in one game having 16, that's kind of bonkers to me.
Yeah. I mean, I think in general, even just looking at the standings, like things are close this year.
Totally.
Like, and that's fun to watch, baby.
Yeah, it really is. Do you want to speak on the Reagan Cooper of it all?
I mean, I'm glad she got to play.
I know.
I mean,
and
certainly
she hit
took
so well.
Advantage
and I'm
of the
glad she got to
opportunities.
just like absolutely crush it.
Yeah.
They went at her on I'm talking about
serve receive.
They went at her on serve receive, and she,
as they should.
She was putting up just these like like reaching for it, and it goes straight up in the air. I really felt for Sydney on that one.
I mean, oh man. And Morgan, I'm sure, was just taking up like half the court.
Because she had 27 attempts, reception attempts. Reagan had 29. Like I think that she was just like, you got to get out of my way. But they still really went at Reagan. 21% positive, 3% perfect.
Yeah, I mean, it's not great, but think about the mental part of this game. And they are professional athletes, so I don't know, but put yourself in these shoes. You haven't played all season, and you're being told it's your passing. I'm guessing, right?
Yes.
We'd assume.
You'd assume.
I think he said it at a press conference. I
think he did too.
It's being said that it's your passing.
And you finally get put in, and like,
and they're
the
serving
pressure.
at you.
And they're
and it's not like they don't know.
Everybody
that's
knows.
being said,
Everyone
and they're going
knows.
to go
Oh,
right
The
at
God.
coach
you.
announced it.
I even feel embarrassed saying it myself. Everyone knows
I know.
it.
I know.
Yeah,
I
the
feel
other
so- I
team
feel-
is obviously
I feel
just going to go
bad.
right at you.
I feel
But the
bad
thing is,
saying it.
I feel like volleyball is such a mental game. Passing is such a mental game that almost exacerbates it. Like,
Right. Totally.
and I mean, good for her for just like coming out and having the offensive game of her life.
Yes.
Yeah,
Totally.
that helps.
Because why not?
Yeah.
It's like at least you're contributing in some way.
And that coach left her in, let
Yeah.
her keep doing what she had to do.
Yeah.
Like, she just, and the thing was, I don't feel like her passing has been horrible forever. Like, I don't know
No.
what people are saying. There have been really good moments.
I would guess
So she can
that
do it.
She's
yes,
got the
but
yips right now.
but I think there is a lot like at some point it's time to step up and like it's okay when you're a rookie, right? And it's like your passing's okay. But if you want to get to like the next level, you do have to like lock in a little bit.
Yeah.
And I
yeah.
bet that's what's happening, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She just needs blind faith in herself.
Yeah.
That's where we
I'm the
advocate.
best
And
passer
reps.
in the world. I'm the
Just
best
reps.
passer in the world. That's what I would be saying every time. I do say it, even though I'm not.
I want
Do
to
you
talk
wanna talk
about
about-
Orlando.
Orlando.
Yeah.
Orlando.
The first game of the week, it was bad.
Indy game.
Indy?
Yeah.
Indy, it felt like Indy was just keeping them close by making some
Ah.
mistakes of their own.
Uh-huh.
But Orlando was just not hitting well. The second game was very, I mean, they got reverse swept, which I'm sure is demoralizing, but they played much
Sure.
better and it was
Yeah.
much closer.
Yeah.
Mhm. The carousel of outside hitters that Orlando is sporting in this moment. It looks like did they all play in this one against Indy? Hannah
Right.
Maddox probably just got in for like a little bit.
Yeah.
She only had 9 attempts, but she did get in.
Yeah.
Vanderweide started -800 on 5 attempps. Courtney Schwann came in for Vanderweide, hit -250 on 12 attempts. Charity Looper, Queen Looper, 237
Looper.
on 38. Stayed.
She's-
She was the one.
And they,
The
tr-
L-
and they
The other
Sorry.
one they said, let's roll the dice.
Charity, they switched her from, I always forget which one, but like from
Yes.
either 01
Halfway.
to 02 or 02 to 01. Yeah.
Yep, halfway through. I don't remember either.
Yeah. But that
1 to 2
they're like,
because she followed the setter.
okay.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. So they're
It's
like,
funny.
we're just going to keep you in the front row with the setter more often. Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's
Who
rough.
hit
I-
well here? Who was positive? Like, who kept it? Kaz
Yeah,
at
Kaz and-
417.
But only on 12 attempts.
Yeah,
like
only
I
12,
know.
6 to 12.
I know.
when Brittany is
Sure.
getting like they're probably just all over Brittany,
Mm-hmm.
then one of the other outsides has to step up.
Yes.
You can't have one outside. And the
Yep.
thing is, like Courtney came, I think they probably kept her in for passing,
Mm-hmm.
right?
I would
Because like
think
she
so.
is a very solid presence on passing.
Yeah, defense too. Totally.
Yeah, and defense. Yeah. So
This is a rare example, right? Of like Brittany not, for
Yeah.
one reason or another, like not being the like, I'm going to get kills if it's the last thing I do, you know? Like
Yeah.
that force that
Yeah.
she normally is. And so, I mean,
Yeah.
it's
gonna
a
happen
little bit what
sometimes, I
happens.
guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
yeah,
She was good
I
again
mean,
later in the week.
yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, and Indy did have like they put up a really good block, I think,
Yeah.
against them. So
Blake Moeller had 6.
yeah,
Yeah.
Indy also, let's see, I'm looking at passing. Really similar passing numbers between the two of them.
yeah,
But yeah, 16 blocks to Orlando's 6.
Yeah, and their block wasn't really good all week. They had 6 in that game and 5 in the next one. And
Mm-hmm. Against Dallas, I only watched like a set of this game.
hmm
Listen, y'all, we were trash.
which set?
I think it was the second, honestly. I think I picked a random set. Because I had plans to watch the second and the third to see the like shift, you know, on that
oh
one.
yeah, yep.
And then I forgot I had a meeting, so I had to turn it off. So I watched the second. Ian, what jumped out at you?
There was, I think I mentioned it in the score. I mean, they hit really well in the first two sets, and they didn't hit really well I mean, they had a fine fourth set, but specifically the third and fifth, they hit poorly. So that probably had something to do with it. But we talked about, Mimi Collier in both games really showed out. So that probably is what shows up the most.
What do we feel like really turned around for Dallas, though, between 2 and 3? I mean, Kaylee Cox came in and made a pretty big difference on the outside. Came in for Sofia Maldonado Diaz, who was just not having the day that she normally has. I watched a video of Shannon Windsor in the locker room after this game. I love that shit. Give me more of that content. Inject it into my veins. You know what I mean? She was pumped. Everybody, it looked like, it was like went around the room at one point. Like half the girls had showered already, had like their hair up in a towel. And then she, at the end, she's doing all this like positive affirmation. And she's like, and the player of the game for me is going to be Kaylee Cox. And it goes to her and her hair's in a towel. But coming in and making that impact, I get it. I understand. And that could have been a little bit of the turnaround. I think that I think Tristan Savage is kind of a problem for a lot of teams.
4 blocks in their first game of the week.
Yeah. I'm enjoying Dallas. I want to like focus on watching them a little bit more this week. Because it seems like they're using their bench effectively.
Oh, that's
well, and like you said, I mean, you mentioned it, Sofia Maldonado Diaz. She did not have. I mean, she's been great for them and did not have the best week, but they still won both of your games, so that's nice.
Yeah. I mean, Mimi had a great game, so.
Yeah, 2 of them. Yeah, I assume. Did they announce Player of the Week? I would assume it's going to be her.
No, it was. They did announce it. It's Paige.
Paige Briggs Romine. We saw the Player of the Week in action.
Yeah. Pass.
Yeah.
And she did play so
She was everywhere.
Yeah.
It was fun to see. Do we want to talk about our experience in San Diego?
Right.
Yeah, let's get that segue. Look at that.
Hey. Yeah. So I want to know what jumped out at you live about either of these teams that you maybe did not think. I think I've only seen Marley Montserrat play. Is it Surrey or Surrey? Surrey sounds wrong to me.
Surrey. Montserrat.
I think I've only seen Marley Montserrat play live once in the semifinal last year where they lost. They weren't in a good vibe there. Sorry. It's so easy to just say that word all the time, and then I realize we're doing
it's puns. Really in everyone's vernacular.
Okay, so they were not having a good time. They were not passing well at all. I don't feel like I got her in the best brain space.
Yeah.
Loved watching her live. She's so energetic. She's very quick on defense, especially. You said, right, Kelly?
Yes. Oh my God, her defense is amazing. I felt very compelled because we were kind of leaving, but she was talking to someone, but I really wanted to go up to her and be like, I really enjoyed watching you play.
Yeah,
and
that's
I don't really feel
this.
Yeah,
feel that pull.
Yeah,
all too often.
Yeah,
but we saw Victoria Dennis. Shout out Victoria Dennis, friend of the pod.
Yeah, she was great. She was very nice, and we talked to Alicia a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
we talked to a lot of really, really sweet, nice fans.
Yeah, thanks for saying hi.
Yes,
and it really warmed my heart when they were like, I learned how to play volleyball, or we learned about volleyball from your podcast.
Same.
Right? Yeah.
He's like, me too. Same. Gang.
I also thought just on the Rise side, Elizabeth Anna, same type of. She had 11 kills. She hit in the 300s.
Yeah.
Also the same type of emotional center, it felt like on the court for them, and
they both yell. They yell on the court.
Yes. Yeah.
Excitement, midpoint, balls in the air. They're yelling things.
Keeping that
we love that.
Yeah. That was another thing I noticed with Marley is she is very she's controlling the energy on the court. And
She's talking to people.
And she
all the time.
knows that responsibility and takes it seriously, I think.
Yes, I agree.
It's a long time to be playing volleyball. Gotta keep people pumped up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
I will say a thing that I noticed as well. I think just, when you're not looking at a volleyball game from the worst possible angle, you can see how hitters are choosing their shots. And I think that's very fun. And I really noticed it with Grace Loberg. Like, she was finding the seam more often than not. If it was available to her, she was finding it and she was getting a kill. And it was really fun to watch. Yeah.
That's something specifically how the attack moves through around above the block is something that in the current camera angle as the match is happening, we really can't see.
Yeah. And I also don't know how you can make it because it's really,
because you would think like you would want,
afterwards.
you would want to show
the
that
right
angle in the replay, but then they're also like very concerned with the speed of the game staying high and it being 14 seconds between serves, and then you can't really get that full replay.
But I mean, I think that the choice of the replay, this is, I guess, my Dear MLV for the week, which is I would love if the production people, have I already asked for this? Well, it's time for us to ask it anew. Replay the right thing at the right angle.
Yeah.
It's two requests. Okay. Sometimes I want to see the dick. So I really do. I don't want to see the last person that touched the ball. I want to see the dick.
Yeah.
So that's what I would love is the volleyball IQ on that choice, and then the angle
it's
of
high
the
pressure.
attack.
You know what's
I know.
You gotta pull it right away, put it up.
I think what we're learning is that a lot of these facilities have people working there that aren't volleyball people, and this is their first exposure to volleyball.
And
so they have to learn.
What's the thing that people want?
Yeah.
And we see how long it takes just to rewind earlier in the play when they have a challenge from earlier in the play, and we got to get the phones out, we got to be rewinding, and we got to be at the little screen. So shout out to
what's happening? Is there rewinding for a replay?
I don't know.
No way.
I'm sure, right?
You have.
No, I think they've got to be clipping as it's happening.
Yeah, but how do you know what's going to be the good thing that people want to see?
You pick the 17th clip.
Oh man, you're just clipping.
Haven't you ever watched those? Yeah, every time there's a thing that happens.
Yeah,
haven't you watched those TikTok videos where they're in the production room?
Yeah, but there's
40
20 people in there.
I know.
One college kid from San Diego State University.
I think I want more.
Maybe
I want more.
Oh my god.
I want more.
Wait,
I want more people in there.
Speaking of college kids from San Diego State University, the mopping situation.
Oh no, we're gonna roast those kids.
No, I gotta roast them.
This is what I'm saying.
Okay, this can be your dear
they're also
mop
ball
kids
boys.
from the.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, first off, they're sitting at the end lines.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not at the net.
Not at the net. They should be sitting behind the down ref.
We're setting them up to fail.
On the sidelines. The moppers.
The ball guys should be at the end line.
But they're the same men.
But I think here's the problem. Their ball guys are their mop guys.
Yeah.
Well, there are two at each. Are there not?
Okay. I don't know.
2 on each side.
I don't remember. But also they need to get it together because they're so worried about delay of game, trying to make the game go faster. We're trying to get these mop guys. They're not paying attention. They don't listen. Every time someone's on the ground, you're gonna need a mop. We're sweaty gals.
Certainly starting in the second set.
Yeah.
Certainly.
Yeah.
If as startups though we're focused on the zeroing of labor costs, eventually we're just going to need to incorporate the sweatband on the shoe of the actual player, and they're going to have to be player/mopper because this is what we're concerned with is the strangling of the American working person into doing 7-gig jobs. So also you're going to have to gig as floor mopper and ball person.
And ideally, then you run up to the production room and you start cutting clips.
Yes.
Quickly.
And you say, clip that, what I just did. That's the one.
Yeah.
Clip that.
So you asked for observations.
Yeah. No, it's a good one.
That was one.
We
Thanks
were
for that.
also there on a night where they had some volleyball teams from the area visiting, some youth volleyball teams.
Oh,
They were pumped.
Yeah, this
yeah,
was
There were
tough to take.
signs.
Hmm.
I was into
yeah.
it, you know?
Well, you're not mentioning the part that was tough to take.
Well, the yelling, I mean, that's the atmosphere.
Screeching.
Well,
Screeching.
yeah, but
I didn't
like
want to say
This
that's
is
screaming. It was screeching.
this is gonna
But
be
you
I
guys being
can't.
like, shrill women,
I'm
guys, like
I
really. I was fine with
true. Yeah, you could say
it.
that. But it's like I'm so glad that they're there. I'm so glad that they're cheering.
no, me
They
too.
were
Me too.
pumped
But it
up.
was it was so loud. I don't know what it was about the acoustics of that gym or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
gotta fill the space with noise.
big update for the people who haven't been to San Diego.
Yeah,
That gym is not as dark as it seems.
yeah,
In the YouTube, it's like there's a creepy,
yeah.
very focused light
And I
just
think
on
it's
the,
just
and then it's darkness everywhere else.
that gym in general. I think just the way it
It's so
is
steep.
because yeah, and
But it was
it also makes it seem more empty on YouTube,
right,
and
but
it's
it
not
was
that empty.
guys, it was fun in there.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
It
good.
was.
Well,
It
and it's got
was.
like I don't know, I feel like Colorado has a similar gym where it's like you come in at the top of the bowl
Mm-hmm.
and then you go
Yeah.
down into the stadium. That's cool.
Some of our listeners, some of you guys, you're really dogging San Diego on the attendance numbers. And I get
Oh
it.
man.
On
Nikki and her
paper,
attendance numbers.
on paper, it's not great. I'm with you, okay? But the vibes in there are great. Don't
The
forget.
Mojo is good. You
But
know
the
what we're
mojo is
saying?
good, okay? Everyone's having a great time. Everyone's really engaged. It's not, don't be all pessimistic on me. Let's like retain a
Yeah.
little bit of optimism. Now, you know, do we want some better marketing choices? Perhaps. But we don't know. We don't know.
Yeah.
Just hope that it
Well, I would
gets
say, smoothie outside. Good. Good
oh,
merch.
merch, amazing, shirtsies
Great
There's
available.
merch.
yeah, shirts were gotten. Hats were gotten.
Hats
Beyond
were
the hats that
gotten.
were handed out for free at the game.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. They
There's
had
good
Pretzel,
like
stuff
pretty good.
cooking.
Hot dog,
they were like
it was a
playing
regular hot dog.
bags or cornhole or whatever you want to
Bags and
Yeah.
call it.
cornhole on environment pregame.
Yeah. It was fun.
It was
It was good.
fun.
Plus, we got
Yeah.
to go to the zoo after. The next day,
Yeah.
we saw pandas.
Yeah, and you could too. Okay.
Yeah, so can you.
So I
So
just wanted to.
But you have to keep the line moving, and we'll say that. You don't get a lot of time with the pandas. They really
no.
move your ass through there.
Yeah,
Just us.
It's wild.
they really do.
We were the
You should
problem,
make
I guess.
the picture for this
Those pandas.
episode, the pandas.
Okay. I have one more thing from this game that I want to talk about. Well,
Please.
so at one point, towards the end of the match, Kelly, I don't remember who said what first. I think you said, I'm not sure about this Grand Rapids setter. And I said, oh no, I love her. What do you mean? I love her so much. And I would like to have that
Throwing Kelly
conversation
under the
here
bus.
and now.
Yeah.
No. I want to hear what she's thinking and what I'm missing and vice versa. Like usually we don't disagree much.
Well, no, it wasn't that I didn't think she was good. It was like she wasn't standing out to me.
Okay.
Like I wasn't like I think I would like, especially watching Marley. I was like watching Marley, I think, the whole time because she was so fun to watch, and also just like analyzing, especially I don't know about how you guys feel, but like when you're at these matches, I get very locked into the home team,
Yeah, sure.
and so I felt very connected to them and like kind of wanting them to win because it was a home match.
Yeah, sure.
So that's all I was saying. It was just like I just like didn't. It's like I wasn't even watching her, and like
In the same way. Totally.
yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
Her numbers are pretty nasty.
Well, so here's what I noticed about her and why I was trying to like pay more attention. Because obviously she's a setter who's like been in national team contention before. And so I like sort of had high expectations from that, despite me always saying that it's largely political and who you know and if you're in the right place at the right time, and that's not necessarily meaning that you're going to be far and away better than players in this league, right? And so I I feel as though what I really liked about her was that her placement was super consistent everywhere she went. She led the court in a different way than Marley did. Marley's like pretty loud. She's pretty she's a big energy, whereas I think that SKT is another style of setter energy, which is just like a little up all the time. No big spikes on like the celebrating to the back to normal, quote unquote. And so I thought that her leading by like just kind of delegating, giving feedback, speaking to everybody in like a quieter tone, and then on top of it, like knowing where her hitters need the ball and being really consistent about that, despite I felt like they were really running her around on the digs, especially. So I have a picture, this was serve receive actually, but I do have a picture of her like out of bounds.
Oh,
in the back corner, out of bounds after having run down a serve receive ball. Yeah. And it's just like extremely hard worker, gets to the ball no matter what, and can still set like a great location. Even if it's not a perfect dig. Yeah. And I really liked her. But I did also think that in order to my interpretation was that in order to get the location perfect, I think she slows her wrists down a bit. And so it doesn't always look like a super fast ball out of the hands. Whereas Marley, I thought, was sacrificing location in order to get the ball out of her hands really fast. So that was just something I noticed that was like happening opposite of them.
Well, I think we talked about as it was happening, Marley, a lot of her sets seemed to be misplaced. They were like dying inside kind of, and I think that was another reason why I kind of just started locking in on her, because I was like, where's the ball gonna go? You know what I mean? Like it was like a hypnotized, like get it to the pin.
Yeah. Like you were rooting for it to go.
Yeah.
Totally.
So
no, I hear you. Okay. I just really wanted to know how that was going.
All right, guys. I have to get going. It was great chatting. I had really fun in San Diego with you guys this weekend.
Yeah, you do.
You too,
have a great rest of the pod.
Okay.
Have a good work trip.
Thanks. Bye.
That's all the volleyball that I have to talk about.
Yeah. Atlanta, 1 win or 1 loss, 1 postponement. So
I want to catch them next week.
We'll see how
them a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Unfortunately, I promised listeners that we would talk about attendance.
I don't know what my thoughts are. I mean,
so this is like, there's a lot of the internet right now is doing a lot of like, what's the state of this league?
Yeah.
And I understand the inclination to like look at attendance as a marker of like whether it's gonna survive and like whether it's viable, quote unquote. But I don't like it. And that's because this is such startup vibes that like any amount of people that we see, we're just automatically comparing numbers to pro sports as we know them, men's pro sports, pitting women's volleyball in its infancy right now against women's soccer that's just a little bit older, and like women's basketball that's quite a bit older. And so I really hesitate to compare to men, pit women's leagues against each other when like most of whether this is viable and continues is dependent on whether these millionaire/billionaires want to keep putting money into it because they believe in it. And like what I end up hearing when everybody's talking about the attendance being bad or struggling to understand if the state is good, all that conversation does in the forums that I see on the internet is give people reason to doubt women's volleyball as a professional league. And so I don't even want to like be in those conversations because someone will either tell me that I'm trying to make it about gender, or that like it's obviously going to fold. I mean, because look at all the leagues that have folded.
Yeah.
And like, I don't want to be a part of that.
Yeah. First of all, maybe, who knows? I mean, again, lots of leagues have folded. They've been women's leagues, they've been men's leagues, they've been various sports. And I guess I understand the inclination because that's really all that people, especially people that aren't going into the back end of the league, which includes me, that's a lot of what they just think that's the only thing that they can see to kind of base this on. I don't know what MLV's internal goals are when it comes to attendance, what they need from the gate that actually makes them want to continue, pursuing the league, whatever. It's also hard to compare to something like women's basketball because there's no like hugely popular men's volleyball league in America that volleyball is just stepping in and being like, well, people love volleyball on TV, so we're doing a women's version. This is like there isn't that in volleyball. So
Mhm.
there's not that huge league that they're just stepping into. So it's not really comparable in my mind to that.
Yeah.
And also, I don't know, it's hard for me to tell because I'll watch highlight on ESPN and there's no one, they don't even try to sell tickets to it. It's
Yeah.
just gambled on and in a private gym that they play each other in. So I have no idea like what those numbers mean in terms of whether the league will succeed or not succeed. It's tough also imagining like, yeah, if you found 1,000-person building and you packed it on TV, it's just what they're showing on TV. You could feel
Yeah.
that like, oh my God, there's so much energy, and it might be the same exact amount of people
Mhm.
in just a different size space. So, without knowing what the numbers are that they need to keep it viable and whatever that means to them,
Mhm.
it's hard to tell, Obviously in a place like Omaha, they don't have that issue
Mhm.
with attendance, but yeah, what are you doing in terms of revenue share? What are you doing in terms of sharing TV contract? Like there are so many other ways that these companies make money. We talk about
Yeah.
love, they've obviously found a different way of looking for like financial stability in terms
Mhm.
of, partnering with the youth clubs, whatever that means financially, since of course they're not supposed to be connected or sharing money. There's still like an advertising component that comes with that, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's just parts where, people don't have stuff to talk about when it comes to that because the league is pretty, I don't know, just like most leagues, they're not going to be super open with how they think in terms of stability
Right.
or
I
their
mean, they
future planning. So I don't know
yeah, and they
how
might
much you
be
can glean.
already saying and thinking like we're just going to be at a loss for
Sure.
what
Yeah.
we've held on to is that Jen Spiker said on early interviews that like everyone when they bought in for 3 years. And so like we have no idea if since year 1, beginning of year
Yeah.
1, what conversations have transpired to like talk to re-meet and be like, okay, here's what us signing on to year 4 looks like. And I say us, I mean like an individual team being like, yep, I'm going to keep going with this. We don't know if they've all been like, no worries, I'm rich, I would love to put something that doesn't have any profit on my taxes. Like
Sure.
there's like a lot of different reasons that people get into this. Some of them are finance loopholes that I would never dream of learning about because what would what use would I have for that?
Yeah.
And neither would any of you. And the speculation on it, it truly to me only leads to like bad places. I have to resist talking about it now
Yeah. I mean,
because
I get it. Like, and I don't think I don't have the TV numbers either. So like, I don't
no, we
know,
don't have anything.
you
We
know,
don't have anything except the attendance numbers game
yeah.
by game when they choose to share them with us, which by the way, LOVB isn't sharing any attendance
Yeah.
numbers because of this very conversation, I think.
Yeah, sure. And I think that, yeah, like I said, I guess I understand the instinct, but I just don't know how much that you can glean from that one data point, which I don't even know what the baseline comparison should be for. Like,
Right.
should you be comparing it to a minor league baseball game? Well, minor league baseball teams are owned by major league baseball teams, so they don't really
Mhm.
have to think about it. They still do a ton of, freaking hot dog races in between
Yeah.
innings and all that stuff. So
I mean,
I don't
I
know.
think
I don't know
what the
what they need.
best and closest thing you should compare it to is pro volleyball abroad that has been
Sure.
around for 30 years and in Milan of one of the top, 5 teams out of 14 in the best league maybe in the world. It was like a couple thousand.
Sure.
And the
that's
vibes were
probably
great,
why,
and they filled it up.
yeah. And that's also probably why you have teams that are like Prosecco owned teams. Like eventually you
Uh-huh.
find different ways to make it financially viable. But yeah, like we said, it is like a completely unproven new market. It's not a women's sports thing or a men's sports thing. It's a volleyball thing in
Hmm.
general in terms of a league. So yeah, sure, maybe it won't be successful, but I have no idea how much of that would be due to attendance versus, how much they're paying players versus where who knows? It's a
Yeah.
ton of stuff, and yeah, in the meantime, I like watching the volleyball, and
Yeah.
there are people at the games liking to watch the volleyball, so it's not really up to me to parse that, I guess. Like they'll figure it
Clip
out.
clip that.
Flip it.
All right, thanks. I had to do it.
Sweet.
I had to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm interested in those conversations eventually more than, I mean, maybe more than you, but like it's not a
Well, if
conversation
someone
about
wants to give
attendance.
us, this is the thing though, like if an
It's a
owner wants to
conversation about
come
a ton
on
of
and be like, this is what we're hoping for. This is
yeah.
what our values are. This is what our goals are for this year. Here are the ways that we're as an organization trying to make more of a footprint in our community. Like if anybody wants to come on here or anywhere and say what's important to them, then we can get more information. If anyone wants to share numbers or any of those things, then we actually have something to work with,
Yeah.
as opposed to like none of us have worked in this before. So
Well, and
why
it's
would we
like,
have
yeah,
any
they
idea
could
what
get more
good
attendance.
looks like?
Yeah, if they want to go out and do more like ticket deals, they can juice some of
More
those
deals?
arenas on a
They
night,
can
but like
give
then what
stuff
does that mean?
away?
If they're
Right,
giving
right.
stuff away to get more, so I don't know how looking at the raw attendance number, it's like, oh, this night they had a bunch more people because they had a t-shirt giveaway and a
Yeah.
bobblehead of Hannah Maddox, but it's like I don't know how that compares to a regular night or whether or not that matters beyond just them trying to make an investment in the future of the franchise and make it fun for the people that are coming on the night. So
Yep. Okay,
sweet.
we talked about attendance, and I hope we never do it again. No, I'm just kidding.
We'll
Unless someone
see.
gives us information or we have a reason to,
Yeah.
then we will. Okay, Thursday, January 29th, we have once again a triple header. And you ask, are these at different times? And the answer is no.
Are they all at the same time?
They're all at exactly the same time, which is 6 p.m.
Whoa.
Central. Dallas at Columbus, Atlanta at Indy, and Orlando at Grand Rapids, all on YouTube.
I do not
So,
know if it's possible on YouTube or if it's possible this late, but I would love a YouTube NFL Red Zone-esque triple box with all
100%.
three games at the same time on my YouTube
I'll be
because
clipping
I
that.
watch them.
I'll be clipping that and
Yeah,
tagging
give you
the
that for
link.
free, MLB.
Yeah, that's the
Take
idea.
that.
And we all want it. We really do. Friday, January 30th, one game. San Diego Mojo at Omaha Supernovas. That's at 7 o'clock Central. Also on YouTube. Saturday, January 31st, Orlando at Columbus, 6 p.m. Central. Guess what? Same time. Dallas at Indy, 6 p.m. Central. Also
Two
on
good
YouTube.
games.
Sunday, February 1st, Mojo at Atlanta Vibe. And you know where that's going to be? It's going to be on Vice TV.
What the fuck is that?
You're
Vice
joking. You
TV.
know, right?
Yeah, but like, why does Vice TV have?
It's impossible to say.
I'm confused. Yeah, all right. I mean, cool.
2 p.m. Central. And at 3 p.m. Central, it will be Omaha at Grand Rapids. That's on CBS Sports.
Staggered. We like that.
Yeah, a little bit. And that's week 4
All right, I'll
for
have to
ya.
fire up my Vice TV app that I've got.
Is it an app? Is that where? I mean,
I don't
honestly,
know. This is the first time I've ever heard about Vice TV having a sporting event I would want to
having
watch.
sports. Yeah. So we're going to have to look that up. Okay, cool. Well, thanks for listening to Court Captain's Volleyball Podcast. Please give us 5 stars on Spotify and Apple Podcasts if you like what you're hearing. Support small podcasts. And if you don't like what you're hearing, then please just go ahead and mind your business. Follow us on Instagram at Court Captains Pod and email us your questions or comments at courtcaptainspod@gmail.com.
I jumped the gun because I'm not used to doing this, but Kelly is out captaining her court. So I'll have to remind you to go out there and captain your own courts this week.
That's right. Don't forget.
Bye.
Bye.